Hey you guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Trey and I want to talk about He-Man because they released a trailer and there's also another clip that was leaked that gives us a little bit of insider of what the show is going to look like. And I mean, to be honest, again, it seems like Clownfish TV predicted right. Kevin Smith should apologize. Netflix should apologize. I don't know what they were thinking. And I know Mattel should be ashamed of themselves for even turning one of their most iconic female characters into some butch lesbo character just because. And I'm really getting tired of these shows or movies or whatever always want to focus on other characters besides the main characters of the show. Like, we love He Man. You said that this is the sequel to He Man, right? And yes, Teela is the main character, but to shoehorn her into the main character position, that's not why we watch that show. That's not what we're here for. And I'm getting about real tired of this nonsense happening with shows today because I do see it with shows and movies where we literally have a main character and we come to the movies or the show or whatever to watch that main character, and then either the main character leaves or they come up with some crazy reason why the main character isn't there anymore, and then they bring in a side character. 9 times out of 10 it's a woman, and then they're the bestest thing ever or whatever, especially if it's a show that used to have a man being the lead anyway. They're definitely bringing in a woman for that, and then get mad that we don't want to deal with it. I don't know. Like, I'm not even upset about the show. Seeing what I saw, I mean, we kind of predicted it, especially with the shaved head um for Teela. It's just kind of weird though. And then now I saw a clip where they were celebrating Teela, and then she's like, they're like, they're like everyone praise for Teela, the new man at arms, and I'm just like, what? That's not a title that should be granted to Teela because she's not a man. She is literally a woman. Like, what are we doing? That doesn't even make any logical sense. And then there's a clip of her upset at the kingdom or whatever. She takes her crown off, her hair gets all messy or whatever, and she just gives up or whatever and stuff like that. So it is kind of weird how everything kind of happened or whatever. And now it looks like they need her help, and she's gonna take lead in getting back the sword or whatever and stuff like that. And it's kind of like, shouldn't the show be a journey about Adam then, more so than anything? Where if you want to do this whole thing where the sword gets lost or whatever and stuff like that, you have Adam, the people of Eternia got scattered or whatever. This would have been a great time to have, reconciliation with Adam and his family, and everybody seeing that Adam is this prince that can really handle his own without people really thinking that he was this useless person or whatever and stuff like that. That would have been cool. And then him having to deal with the fact that Teela's a little upset at him about it or whatever, and her job is to kind of protect him, but then she realized that he's not as much of a slacker as she thought. Something like that. That probably would have been more of a revealing thing, because that way you can still have Adam, who is the main character or whatever, and stuff like that, and show him as Adam. You know what I'm saying? Um, it's kind of one of those things where if you wanted to do something like this would be the time to really show the main character standing up on their own. It's kind of like if you guys, I'm going to use the Yu-Gi-Oh reference with at Tim and Yami, I mean, and Lil Yugi or whatever. They gave Lil Yugi a whole movie to prove that he can do things on his own without relying on the Pharaoh or whatever and stuff like that. Yeah, the Pharaoh came in at the last minute, but by most of the movie, Yugi was standing on his own. He beat Divac, he beat Kaiba, and he almost beat Divac again until, you know, that cheating shadow game stuff had almost killed him or whatever and stuff like that. But other than that, that's how you show a character growth like that, especially a character that used to that has two forms of themselves. You know, showing a dependence, an independence version of the character or whatever. That's what I would have wanted them to do for the show instead of focusing on Teela, because it just seems weird. Because if that's the case, you could have just did a Teela show, but you knew you couldn't sell it that well. That's why, because everybody would have been like, wait, what about He-Man or whatever and stuff like that. And to be honest, I mean, the show looks good. I'm not gonna lie, but the premise of everything kind of is stupid. And if, excuse me, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to yawn. Mm. And if the premise of the sword being destroyed or whatever and stuff like that, or they have to go and find it or whatever, wouldn't it make sense for them to contact Shira? Like, I mean, continuity wise, if this is supposed to be the sequel to He Man, Shira exists in this universe, and it would make sense for her to come. Or I hope y'all would mention her. Or the reason why is the same issues that I have with Superman and Lois. It's just like you, you know, they live in the same universe. It doesn't make any sense that Supergirl isn't, you know, showing up in Superman and Lois. But even if she couldn't, y'all need to mention the reason why she's not there. And I hope that Kevin Smith and them would acknowledge the fact that, yeah, She-Ra exists in this universe or something like that, but she's not that bullshit Princess Power one that they did before on Netflix. But it's just kind of weird that, you know, they will focus on Teela. If anything, it would make more sense to spot do a dual spotlight thing where you have Adam having to deal with the fact that he can't transform into He-Man, but you also have She-Ra who had to kind of come and help out her brother or whatever. And it could be kind of one of those dual things, like this kind of can go with like Kingdom Hearts 365 Days Over 2, where Roxas and Shion had to kind of share their Keyblade in order for them to get tasks done. You can have it where Adora might not be able to do something or whatever, but she hands her part of the sword over to He-Man. I mean, to Adam, and he transformed into He-Man, so you can still have He-Man there some of the time or whatever and stuff like that. When, you know what I'm saying, like, you can do a dual thing or whatever. I'm just saying that's how I would have did it, just to kind of give a little bit more credence to the series. But because right now the whole Teela thing being the main character really is just not impressive, to be honest, at all. I'm kind of annoyed that they decided to do that, because you already gave us a female led show, and that was She-Ra, and that was trash. And it just be like, come on now, you guys can't keep doing this. People want to see He-Man. They don't want to see Teela as the main character. You know what I'm saying? It's weird that you guys even thought that that was a good idea, to even be like, hey, let's do a show that's focusing on Teela, and then you guys say it's not focusing on her, but then come to find out, yeah, it really is focused on her or whatever. And you know, and what's up with these women having big bulging biceps and no boobs and no hips or whatever? Like, get out of here with that nonsense. Like, the outfit that Teela had on would not have been the outfit she would have wore at all. It just doesn't make any sense. And then shaving half her hair, for what reason? What is that supposed to make you some badass or something like that? No, it makes you look stupid. It makes you look stupid. Sure, she could have cut her hair short. She could have cut her hair short if that's what you were going for. But that nonsense right there, please. You know how to make it's okay to make the woman sexy. You know what I'm saying? And fierce at the same time without sexualizing her. But this nonsense that you guys are doing, you guys are going so far past the pendulum. It just is ridiculous. But I don't really have any more things to say about it. It looks like it's going to be a decent show. It's just that I fear like everybody's going to be like, the story, it sucks. And then because they're doing it in parts, they're going to probably have part one showing everything He-Man that we wanted, and then when part two comes, everything's going to be all about Teela. Everything's going to be all about Teela, and we're never going to get anywhere with that at all. You know, and it might turn people off. And then, of course, if it doesn't do well, or if there's way more negative backlash and press surrounding the show, I know that Kevin Smith and some other people are going to try to be like, it wasn't my fault. It wasn't our fault. Netflix the one commissioned it, or it's the toxic trolls or the whatever, the man babies or something like that. And again, the show's not targeted for kids, so you can't use that excuse. You literally just said that this is the sequel to the original He-Man series, so most people expect to watch He-Man, not Teela. So you can't get mad that people are rejecting it. But that's just my thoughts. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.